Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right, I am recording. Okay, this is a service kit for my fill wood. It is a serial number 255. This thing was built in 1985 for deluxe bicycle. And Phil Wood actually autographed it. That's his autograph right there. What we're going to do is we're going to be replacing the cam bolt, the T-bolt, and also the dies. That's going to be that die down there, and of course the die up on top, which is that die right there. This is the kit that I'm going to be using to actually put it in there. This right here is for the pivot bolt with a shim with the race. This right here is my T-bolt. That is the cam bolt right here, or the eccentric bolt with the 2 bearings, and you see the bearings are going to be much larger. This right here is a small shim kit to go ahead and take up any variance. These are my die clamps, hardened steel. This right here is a bearing puller, and also I'm going to reset them. My arbor press, and of course my tools. I'm going to be working in this area right here. In case I do need to measure some stuff, I got my dials out, ready to go. So let me go ahead and start. I'm going to start disassembling, and then as I go, I'll re-put back on and then show you what I'm doing at that time. Awesome. Okay, to my knowledge, the bearings on this have never been replaced. There's a little bit of play there, you see that? That's what I'm trying to eliminate. A little bit of play there. So I'm going to try to get that a little bit tighter. That's it, never been replaced, so we're going to go and replace some of the things that they told me to pay attention to. They told me to pay attention to the wear point on the eccentric pulley. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and clean off the grease that you saw that was on there. And there is a little bit of wear, but no deep grooves, no nothing. So it looks actually pretty good. I actually got away with having a good eccentric pulley. My bearings here, you can still see the fresh grease still in it. Full complementary bearings all the way around. Little damage there. That's the inner bearing, that's the outer bearing. Yeah, it looks good. I'm checking everything out. A little bit of wear, but not bad. Can't complain for almost 30 years old tool. Alright, let me go ahead and finish out the tearing down. Here's the video showing these are the old bearings that I pulled out of the eccentric. These are the new bearings that are going to be put in there. This is the new T-bolt that's going to go in there. This one's the old. A little bit of wear on it, but for the overall age of it, it's pretty good. I'm kind of excited about this. So the next bolt, next bearing I'm going to pull out is going to be this bearing right here, and then we're going to put it all together. All right. Okay. Pulled out the bearing out of there. All right. This is the old bearing. This one right here is the new bearing with the race. Some small little shim came out. I don't know if I'm going to need that or not, but we'll see. We'll check a look on the inside. Everything looks nice and clean. So, beautiful. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and install this new bearing and put this one to the side. Okay, here it is. I'm already put the bearings in, both sides, nice and flush. Nice and flush. That's already in there with the race. Looks very nice, very pretty. And I'm excited to get this thing back together. Let's see what it looks like. So now time for the reassembly. This is the unit. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, make sure we get all the old stuff off of it, and then we're going to reassemble it. And then after that, we're going to do the dies, both upper and lower. So next one, it should be showing the machine fully assembled. We're going to check the arm to see if there's any play. And I'm excited. It's looking really good for a 30-plus-year-old machinery. About halfway done through my build. Looks like I did need some shims. That right there says 0.017 or 4/32 of a millimeter, as you can see there. All right, that was my gauge. That's what I was finding. As you can see, it's just slightly under 1/2 of a millimeter. A very, very accurate instrument right here. All right, this is my finished product. Remember earlier where it was playing or had a lot of play? I'm literally grabbing hold of it. Little to almost no play at all. I have a good feel to it. So, quite excited. I am really quite excited. I'm about halfway done. The only thing now to do is to go ahead and replace the dies, the clamps, and we'll try it out, see what it looks like. Okay, looks like we're done. Everything's been replaced. I have the new die clamps. There's one right there, and of course here's this other one over here. They look really nice, very sexy. These are the old ones, and just as they were saying, it was bending, or maintained a bend in there. You can kind of maybe we can get it to focus on that. No, I guess we can't, but there is a bend there. And that's what's causing the dies to move slightly. The bottom one, it's not quite as bad. In fact, barely even see a bend in it. But 30-something years old. It's not bad. Like I said, this is from 1985, July. So little things that I kind of set up on there. I set up a little quick clamp. Allows me to move it. Clamp it down. It doesn't move. Nice and solid. Tends to work. Little dollar. All I did was I just bent the tip of it just a little bit there so that it actually holds on. The bottom's still rubber. Kind of clamps on there. Like I said, it was $1. I just got tired of this kind of scooting every time I cut like a 10 or 15 spokes. It kind of scoot a millimeter or two. I just got really tired of that. I've seen some people put the knob on this, where they put the knob right there. I was thinking about it, but then, you know, I went with this type of setup. I actually have another one that's really nice, but I don't want to show it to anybody because it took me a long time to set it up and develop it. But this is my little cool one. And then I got a little pointer, kind of little setup pointer. All it is, it tells me exactly where I am on the scale. And usually I go about half a millimeter off, plus or minus. Therefore, I'm set up. Well, let's go ahead and try it out. I know I've been cutting already several spokes and looks pretty good. I'm going to set this on here. Mine doesn't make that loud popping sound like the way most fieldwood machines do. So let me go and get one cut up for you guys. Alright, let's see if this works. I'm going to put this right about here. Alright, very simple. My little clamp, I'm going to put it on here. I was going to stop my slider from wandering off. I know Phil Wood says to put it up in here and kind of bend the tip a little bit and it hold it a little bit better. But, you know, after 72 spokes or every other wheel build, it just doesn't hold. So you kind of always have to redo it. I usually find myself adjusting it about every 100 spokes anyway, kind of tightening it up a little bit. So stop that from happening. I went ahead and made this little clamp. It tends to work really well. Little pointer that tells me how far I am. We're going to go ahead and put it the right setting. So snap it up, roll it through. We got our threads. Right here we got exactly 2.0, and here should be about 2.3, so it's a little bit deeper of a thread. And yeah, it tends to hold the nipple a little bit better. It is cold rolled, so the threads are not actually cut into it. They're actually pressed into the steel. You get about 1 millimeter of thread up on top, so you know for sure that it's at least 10 millimeters through, and tends to hold on really well. I tend to really love this machine and take care of it myself. It is my personal machine. Even though I do use it here at the shop, I have a carrying case for it that I kind of set up. This is for my measurement tools and my Allen keys. This is the carrying case for it. Put it in there. Specialty spokes, usually straight pull spokes and so forth. But that's where I have it. That's where I keep it. I take it on the road with me whenever I do support. Have a little table with a vise and everything all set up. But I'm quite excited about the new upgrade. Very nice tight fit. So I'm excited. The only thing I'm kind of checking on is you see how this has a lot of play to it. My other one did not. So I don't know if it's the race in here that's a little too big, or maybe the washers themselves aren't sitting in there right, and now it just gives too much play. But other than that, I mean, I'm quite happy. I'm very happy. Nice good cut, nice good rolls. Can't complain. All right, I'm signing out. I'm going to try to put all these together and put it up on YouTube. Thank you very much, Pablo. Believe it or not, I have another spoke machine that I'm going to work on probably this weekend that I'm going to film up as well, where the arm has way too much play as compared to the one this one has. That one's rolled at least 50,000 spokes in its lifetime. I'm not quite sure exactly how many this one has rolled, but I know me personally, I probably put about 8,000 spokes in it, give or take 1,000 or 2. So I'm quite excited. All right, I'm signing out. Test 1 2. Okay, this is the cam bolt is now secure. I actually had to remove about 3/10 of a millimeter, so it does not play anymore. Does not have any movement anymore, the way it did with the other one. Used the feeler to find out how much I had to remove, and that's basically it right there. About 3/10 of a millimeter, and it was pretty painstaking, but now we got a nice tight fit. It oscillates really well. It doesn't really have a lot of movement to it as the way it did before, so I'm getting actually a better cut too. This is the cut that I'm getting. But there it is. All right, cool, excited.